This year's E3 is almost upon us. In just a couple of days, Microsoft, Sony, and I think Nintendo, or Nintendo was leaving out, whatever, is going to showcase their next stuff. And of course, as a Sony fan, I can't wait for this year. I actually already made a video, and a lot of these predictions that I made in that video already got announced. We know when Kingdom Hearts 2.8 is coming out. We know when Gran Turismo Sports is coming out. We know when Horizon is coming out. We know that the PlayStation 4 Neo is true and it's not at E3. We know when Persona 5 is coming out. So I am literally like, what the hell? Now, I really thought that that would be their big part of the conference, and I'm like, what the hell are they going to show? There is a leaker called Shinobi, and he is a really reliable leaker, and he said that Sony's conference is so freaking packed that they just needed to cut stuff out and they needed to announce a lot of things before the E3, and voila, it happened. So I'm really curious about what is packed. I truly hope they're not going to spend like an hour long at the PlayStation VR. Even though I am interested in the VR, looking at a 2D screen will not make me experience VR. So making us see what VR is pretty stupid at a show like E3. But since Sony is doing all the right and making all the right decisions, I don't think that will happen. What do I think? After last year, after the giant conference of last year, with the big three being the main point of the E3, will be remembered for years to come: The Last Guardian, Shenmue 3 and Final Fantasy 7. I think, I hope and I predict that we will actually see a small shift from Sony seeing more Japanese games at E3. Maybe they are going to announce the localization of Dragon Quest XI for the PS4. We will definitely going to see the next project from Hideo Kojima on the E3 from Sony. Maybe we are going to see other Japanese games. Maybe an announcement for Kingdom Hearts. How awesome would it be if Square Enix announces, hey, Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out next year, and it will have exclusive Sony characters in the PS4 version. Let's say Kratos. So I definitely think that Sony is going to talk more about the Japanese games, the Japanese RPGs. They're definitely going to show Shenmue 3. They're going to show Final Fantasy VII Remake, maybe even with a release date for the first part, who freaking knows, but there will be more Japanese stuff on the conference from Sony. They are going to show or talk about Detroit, that new game from the creators of Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. Maybe they are going to show at least gameplay for Horizon, or maybe announce, let's say, Horizon will be PlayStation 4 Neo compatible, running at 1080p and 60 frames. Maybe they're going to show the rumored new God of War and also say it's PS4 Neo compatible. There are a couple of rumors though that Crash Bandicoot is forming up to be a Skylander game. Rest in peace, Crash Bandicoot. And if that is actually true, I hope they're not going to announce that at the E3 conference, and definitely not hoping that will be like the bomb of the conference for Sony. Because I can guarantee you, if they're going on stage saying, we have Crash Bandicoot in a Skylander game, they are getting booed off the motherfucking stage. I expect at least 2, maybe 3 totally new games, new IPs, new games, maybe a couple or 1 or 2 games of a long lost franchise, let's say Medieval. And I'm not talking about Medieval Total War, but Medieval, an action platform game from the PlayStation 1 that was actually pretty freaking good. So overall, I can't wait what Sony is going to show at the conference. Even I am like, I don't know what they're gonna do, since they already announced all the stuff I was thinking they would announce at the Sony conference. The biggest question is, will they talk about PlayStation 4 Neo? Maybe. I definitely see them almost at the end saying, oh yeah, the PlayStation 4 Neo, it's coming out this year or last year, and it will be $400-500, and further information will be at whatever, Gamescom, Paris Game Show, or after the E3 next week, doesn't matter. I definitely would see that happening, but who knows. But overall, again, I can't wait for this E3. Definitely leave it in the comments below. What do you think Sony is going to show at their conference? What do you think about the E3 itself? And like always, you'll see me next time.
Is a Prison Architect,
best
a game where you
RPGs
build
for the
and
PS4 that you can buy.